All right, so we want to change this, right? We want to redesign this to something more aesthetic. This is their website. Quite beautiful. I'm gonna reduce my face. There's a ton of things that they are doing right now that is obviously not optimized for conversions, but I'll I'll point those out at the end. But yeah, right now I'm gonna just create this as though I have been tasked with creating an email design for them. So we need the logo first thing first. Staple and Q. Looks like a PNG. I'm just gonna copy it and come here. See, there it is. Plain text, but beautiful. I think this is their font because I started this project a while ago, but just decided to turn it into a tutorial. So it's big enough, page 9, easy layers. This is the font, a vertical new, right? We can check that on here with WhatFont. Okay, so whatever font they're using is hidden behind that. So yeah, a vertical new. So I exit WhatFont, and here we already have the vertical new here. I think it's one of the default fonts in Figma. So this is a frame. I just clicked F on my keyboard and drew out a rectangle. I use 600 pixels. We could use 1200 pixels so that we can pack more resolution into each section of the emails, but I'm just gonna use 600 for this. First thing first, we can see the aesthetic of how their own page is right now. There are a few types of headers in emails. You can use this standalone header, right? This version here, or you could use, looking at this kind of font, you could use okay, let's prove this so I can know where it is. You could just use this version of logo on image, right? So I want to really hone in on the style that's been used on the aesthetic that's been used on their page, and yeah, I'm gonna do something similar rather than creating something like this. This is all right, but it doesn't feel aesthetic to me. So we need brand images. We don't have that. Let's see which one we can get. Now, to get brand images, there are a ton of places you could get them from. You get them from product pages, or you could get them from Instagram, right? I think the images they have right now on their page is actually good enough for something. I think it's bigger. So yes, you can just take either of this. But right now, I'm just gonna use this one. So I'm gonna open the image in new tab. I can copy it directly, but I don't want to have to deal with going back and forth. So copy this image here. I just put it here in this main board. Plus, it's very big. Reduce it to about 6 feet, so you can see how big it is here. All right. Okay. Copy. Jenna, open this guy. Fit it so that it can be dragged around, and then paste this in from here. Now I'm just coming up with all these from off of my head, by the way. So yeah. So I want this picture to take up the entirety of the above the fold, right? So right now what I'm doing, I'm setting it. Okay. Now we can bring in the logo without it getting lost. Place it here. Definitely needs to be smaller. Say about 200. Center it. Here. You can hold shift down to align on the same straight line instead of moving scattered, right? So that's what I'm doing here right now. Holding shift down to keep it aligned. So staple hand view. The next thing I would like to do here is create a button, right? That's what they have instead of just a generic one. It's also the same font, I believe. If I'm not wrong, it's looks like the same for vertical neo. Alright, there's my shop. Now, let's just make a button out of it. Shift A. This is how I make my buttons, by the way. Shift A essentially put the text into a frame automatically and set auto layer on it. So then I feel it. I need to change the text color to black. And so what I'm basically doing right now is just setting ground for everything I need. So in terms of colors, this brand is not that colorful. They might have hues that can be implemented in their design based on, say, the collection or attire, the color of the specific cloth, I guess. But even their clothes are sort of like majorly black, white, gray. Yes, black, white, and sort of like beige. So I would say let's just leave it like that. They have multiple colors. I created this where I can just go get their colors with a high picker, copy, close the high pick tool. I want to show you guys the tool. Yeah, well, it's called color pick eyedropper in case you need to download it. So yeah, I just go to pick sections in this palette and put the pictures, the color in. Makes it a ton easier for me. So for the buttons, it's actually a black. Nah, I need to do this again. The button has a stroke. You need to call. Let's bring the button in. Right now, this button is definitely too big, but we are getting there. Turn this to black. And this is all black right now. I can change that later to something more softer. But right now, all black is enough. The shop now it's too big. 126, like say 30, and maybe more, 25. Right. The reason why I don't have a fixed sort of like pixels I make my buttons to be is because sometimes brands may have like a specific type of button, and you wouldn't want to just look at this, a green button. So yeah, you wouldn't want to do something outside brand guidelines. I mean, yeah. Okay. So yeah, we have a shop now. Zoom out. We need a text. I feel like that shop now is still a little bit too much, but right now let's just create a text, center this, say something like, oh, I want to make a welcome email. So I'm not going to focus too much on the copy. I just want to redesign these ones using the same copy. Right? So welcome to the inner circle. That copy sounds cringy, by the way. So I'm just going to say welcome to staple. Right? I'm making a real email. It's definitely not going to be welcome to staple and hue. That sounds generic, but this is for the sake of this video. Welcome. So welcome to staple and hue, and 10% of your first order value for 7 days only. Now, how I'll write that would be 10%. Sorry, don't be freaked out if you find me some point doing it like this. I'm half blind. No. So let's reduce that font drastically. Say with 20. Enjoy 10% off your first order. Enjoy 10% off your first order. Instead of writing the valid for 7 days only right beside it, I'm gonna do something like this. 7 days only. Let's watch. Make this like 12. Right? You could go lower than that, maybe 12. Right? So welcome to staple and hue. 10% off your first order. Just centered. Shop now. I mean, wouldn't mind. I mean, shop now wouldn't mind going a little bit small. So yes, this is the above the fold, ready to go. Enjoy 10% off your first order, valid for 7 days only. Now, in scenarios like this, it depends on what the brands prefer, but we like to use dynamic discounts, right? So it wouldn't really make sense for us to want to use dynamic discounts and do something like this. Add this will remove the field, make the stroke dashed about say thicker than it is right now. Too thick, by the way. It's too say 5. Yeah. So it wouldn't make sense for us to do something like this and then write a welcome 10 or something, because it defeats the purpose of a dynamic code, right? A dynamic code is basically a unique code for each subscriber, right? So there are static codes, which are essentially Shopify codes that you can just add here. They are set and they are the same for each and every subscriber. But if we're using dynamic codes from Klaviyo, each code will have to change for each subscriber. So if that is happening, it's not possible for you to like design. You get what I mean, right? It's not possible for you to like know the code that. It's not possible for you to design it beforehand in Figma. So what we do is, if we're using dynamic codes, we bring it out of above the fold, but close to it, right? So I need to make that font contrasted background, do something like welcome 10. Now, of course, this is going to be a dynamic code that goes something like but then I think I just need, okay, that goes something like hyphen, something like that. I feel like when I wrote that much text, auto layout guy was supposed to stretch. Let's see. Damn. Yeah, well, it turns out we have to stretch it. Fuel. Center it. Right? So it's just gonna be like a random number like that, and it's gonna be Klaviyo generated. Yeah. So of course I'm not just going to just drop it here right now. So I'm gonna do something right now. I'm looking for copy. So this is usually how an email, a functional email, is structured. Logo, header, subheader, CTA. The section is sort of like it's gonna be like a short version of the entire email. The likes of us would read the entire email to the footer. So yes, they have this. Now you might be wondering, why didn't I put this? Why didn't I put these links to new arrivals, shop or bestsellers like they did here? The problem with doing this is we believe each and every email should have one goal, because the priority is to drive, especially in a welcome flow like this, the priority is to drive them to make that first purchase. Now, you don't want them to come check out your new arrivals and just scroll through. You don't want them to just come check out your shop all and just scroll through. You don't want them, that's not the purpose they signed up for. They're not here to check things out. They are here to buy. So we hit that on the head for them. And that's essentially what we're doing by leaving just one CTA scattered around, one CTA with one goal scattered around the emails, rather than many CTAs to different sections of the page with different goals. It's just going to eventually cause distraction, cause analysis paralysis. So let's shift this up a little. So yes, it's best to have your emails with one goal. That way there's no excuse for the leads to not make a purchase. Yes, your face cam. Now, I feel if we look at the website, the aesthetic of the website, there is no fading. There's nothing like of fading off or fading in. Of course, the website can be better, but right now it's beautiful and it's portraying what the brand's aesthetic really is. Now, I'm looking at this and I feel like, oh my god, this sudden and abrupt block here before going to the next section doesn't look quite nice, at least to me. So I'm thinking, let's add a gradient. Yeah, so this is how I do that. I create a rectangle, make it as big, say 600, center it, make it similar to the size of this image, send it to the back. You can do that with your braces key on your keyboard. Either of them will send whatever item you want to send to the back or to the front. Just check. So while that one is at the back, we're going to click on the image on top of it. When they are both clicked, we're going to click no, before we do that, we need to set a gradient fill on the rectangle at the back. Yes, so since that is done, we click the rectangle and pick the picture together and mask. I'm going to use it as a mask. Now that I'm using it as a mask, I'm going to go into this rectangle. Wait a minute. I'm going to go into this rectangle and try to tweak the colors. It doesn't look like much right now, but you will see. So whatever color is here, I want to make it completely white and transparent, right? Completely. Then whatever is here, I'm going to make it completely black and very visible. So with this, I can just come here, create another version of it by just clicking. So, and then drag this to the middle. Basically what I'm trying to do is create a clean transition down to this discount code. So once this is to the middle, I'm leaving it at the middle. I can edit it here, by the way. Leaving it at the middle so that there will be focus on the main parts of the email, alongside with the picture in the background. Let's just leave it like this. And then I'll come here. So yes, there we have it, blending, right? I agree it can be better, but this is just a tutorial to let you know what's possible. I feel I'm gonna make this bigger. Use your discount code. Now the reason why I created this here and not here is basically so it can be designed and implemented together. So in terms of hierarchy, staple and queue. Welcome to staple and queue. Enjoy 10% off your first order. Valid for 7 days only. Shop now. Here's your discount code. If you think you're catering to a younger generation, then by all means use a static code and put it here, right? Like for this brand now, it is obvious they are catering to younger generations. Just come here, make it small, pretty much do that, right? So okay, just make it white, right? So you see that, you see how it blends. It's not centered. Yeah. So if you're catering to a younger generation who generally don't have the time to copy discount code and go and put in the checkout and stuff, then by all means just create a static code, right? Just create a static code and then attach the static code as a link. Attach this static code into the link in Klaviyo so it automatically applies itself in the cart. But if you're dealing with like an older generation, please implement this into ClickView like this. I mean, the older generation tend to be more to be better readers, right? They tend to read more, so you want to leave no stone untouched. In terms of the copy, it's gonna blow through this. So yes, I just sort of like found the copy and just tweaked it a little. Yeah. Gonna shape this up a little. So yeah, you can just do it like this. This up down there. So now the reason why we design like this is such that, of course, this design can be more complex and all, but the reason why we do it like this is because this way it can be easily implemented into ClickView, plus can easily pass spam filters, right? When you have this image area and then you have this area for text, this area can be easily implemented into ClickView as text, as readable text for EXPs. And yeah, so this is text, this is a button, this is a button. I think this copy is sort of like a motto, a brand motto or something like that. So next thing would be to create a header. It's not like, sorry, let's make this one black. Because it's a welcome flow, there are so many things that we could do, but right now the goal of this flow is to drive them to make that first purchase, that 10% off. So we already introduced the brand Elite 2 here. Give staple and hue is a vessel for feminine freedom and aesthetic expression. Yeah, so next thing I think, next thing would be to reduce this. Let's reduce this a little. Check out these collections. Now, because it's a collection showcase, it could go anyway. You could write a copy here, similar to what we did here. A header, a subheader explaining further, or you could just go straight into showcasing. Right now, because I want to save time, I'm just gonna go straight into showcasing. But it could go both ways. You could write a header here and a small copy here to speak more on, to sort of like talk more on the collections and how unique they are and start copy that. You can just use this one. Just realize that we could use this anyway. Center it, option H or Alt H. Reduce, hold option so that the other side too can reduce. Take. Now this copies, these fonts are bold. They shouldn't be in bold. They should be like medium or so. I noticed it at the beginning, but I sort of like just got used to it. So yes, we're getting there. Staple and hue, welcome staple and hue. And then I want to do a section, right? The copy is shorter like this, so just a little something. Wanted by all, worn by few. Now, this is where stuff starts getting interesting. All done. Now, because of how premium looking this brand is, you don't want to just do something like this, picture and then name, price, shop. Now, this is very generic. So to showcase their collection, first of all, we need to know what their collections are. Bestsellers, tops, bottoms. Yeah, okay, so tops, bottoms, dresses. Right. They have 3 collections. All right, that's not bad. We'll open this. Bottoms and dresses. There are also 2 ways this can go. You can either showcase bestsellers. It can be check out these bestsellers. It's a section. You want them to make a purchase as fast as possible, by the way. So it depends. If you ask them to choose in the form early on what they have intentions to buy, then you're gonna showcase those products in that collection that they picked. Yeah, you're gonna create a dynamic flow that showcases those products in that collection they picked. But if you are not asking them early on, what you want to do is showcase a collection. So in this version, we are showcasing collections. That's what we're gonna do right now. We need brand image. Which dress? I like this dress. Yeah, and the background adds a little dynamic to the entire thing. So that dress adds it's gonna add a dynamic to the email. That's a dress, the bottom, and the top. There she is. And yeah, so this follows the B hierarchy, the zigzag hierarchy. Check these are worn by all, worn by few. That's their motto. It can be definitely better than that, but this is not a copyright thing. This is design. Check these are bottoms. So if they are here to buy bottoms, they go explore. If they're here to buy dresses, they go explore. If they're here to buy. She is. Staple and hue, welcome staple and hue. Enjoy time set up your first order value for 7 days only. Now, the reason why I did this, I hope you remember, is you can either make it a static discount that will come with the design, and yeah, be fixed like that and be uneditable in Klaviyo, or you can make it a dynamic discount like this that can definitely be edited in Klaviyo without altering the designs. So yes, that's why I gave that 2 options, right? So check this out. What about bottom stresses, tops, and then the footer section? I'd like to invert this. First of all, let's check their website. It's white also, but for me, I'd like to invert this, right, to give the designs a little bit more depth, basically. So the rectangle R on the keyboard, come here, come here, come here. And so now we'll take rectangle. Actually, I don't like using rectangles because you can't contain things inside the rectangle. So frame F on your keyboard, snap, snap, snap. The reason why I like Figma is it's very, I think you can do that also on Canva, but it's sweeter on Figma. We don't want to make it all very dark, so I'm gonna like 0A0A0A. For some brands, depending on what they have, if they have been showcased either on Shark Tank or CBS or on Forbes, we just create a collection here and then we showcase that. Or if they have fast shipping and stuff like that, those perks that comes with purchasing from the brands, this is a very good place to showcase them. And then, but we're not going to get too much into depth for that here. We're just going to create a footer section. We just bring the logo here, right? Because this brand, like I said earlier, this brand speaks premium. It has a premium vibe, a premium aesthetic to it. That's exactly what we're going to try to portray here. And then so yes, and any other privacy public policy stuff with GDPR stuff you can just put that here. It's a pretty simple footer here. It can be more complex, but I'm not a fan of that. So yes, this section can be like let's just put it there to be clear. Brand creds, right? If you have any credentials that might add to your authority or to the trust the customers can have on you, then by all means, please add them in. So yes, we have the collection. I want to speak the language of the ICP because they are females, right? Predominant females. So I'm going to speak the language and do something like this. Yep. Make it copywriting, right? So you use it like this. Come here. Now this is going to make us reduce this font size a little, maybe like 41, and come down a little. Come here. Copy, paste, paste. Now you're going to give me issues. Nope. The reason why I'm using emojis here is not because it's accepted. We use it for all our brand. It's because I see that this brand is sort of like is focused on a predominantly female audience, and not just females, but like Gen Z females. So yeah, they will understand this. The brand owner might not accept this, but might go well with the gents. It's just playing around, right? Why be serious all the time? So yes, these collections are fire. I want to buy all, one by few. Yes, and then yeah. So now you can see this. Now because I was trying to commentate while designing, that's why it took me like over an hour to come up with this. This can be a design like this can be done in like 30 minutes if you're someone that knows what they are doing. So yeah, you can see the difference. Who wouldn't want a design like this? This is step one here. Welcome to step one here. Well, you'll be the judge, right? I want you to be the judge. If you enjoyed this course and you'd like to see a part 2 of how I import this email, right? For the email to stand up, I want to do something. I want the email to stand out a little. And so because of that, I want to reduce the white I'm getting from the background, right? I want to reduce it a little and give it something like this, yeah. So you can really see how powerful our email is. This one can be a little bit bigger. Scale it. There she is. H. She can come down more. And there she is. Just can come up a little. And yeah, So staple and hue, welcome to staple and hue. Above the fold is optimized for conversions as fast as possible. And then for those that would go ahead to read your emails, they have the discount code and stuff here. These collections are fire, one by all, one by few collections display. And now look at our brand. Look at the aesthetic of our brand. All right, you can see it from top to bottom. Compare it with the aesthetic of this email. This is literally just a slapped on photo and some preview written text, unedited text, versus this. So yeah, if this was informative enough and you want to see further, you would like to see me import this design into Klaviyo, you can just comment what you think below, and I'll be happy to help. I'll be happy to continue this right now. But I think I wasted time on this design a little bit. But yeah, just tell me what you guys think below. Thank you for your time. See you.